get up at the Hollywood hero. Luka delivered in a major way as the Los Angeles Lakers salvaged a crucial Game 2 victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves. But while the scoreboard reflected redemption, the performance on the hardwood drew anything but unanimous praise. The Lakers may have leveled the series, but questions linger. Luka shone early, establishing a rhythm with a step-back three that signaled his intentions from the outset. He dropped 16 points in the first quarter alone, matching Minnesota's offensive output by himself and laying the groundwork for what will become a dominant night. He carved up the defense, isolated Rudy Gobert with surgical precision, and ignited a Lakers offense that, at times, looked more like a highlight reel than a cohesive playoff machine. Yet, despite the numbers, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists for Doncic, and a balanced effort from LeBron James with 21, 11, and 7, this game never ascended to the kind of classic befitting the stakes. It was, in many respects, the Instagram version of NBA basketball, aesthetically pleasing in bursts but fundamentally flawed under the surface. The Lakers jumped out to a 58-43 halftime lead, and while Minnesota's Anthony Edwards offered glimpses of spark, particularly on a high-flying dunk that briefly teased a comeback, the Wolves never truly clawed their way into contention. It wasn't just the scoreboard that reflected their struggles. It was the eye test, and it failed them. Minnesota's backcourt was virtually non-existent. Edwards, though active, finished with 0 assists, a stark contrast to his Game 1 output where he notched 9. Mike Conley, a seasoned veteran expected to provide stability, with a shadow of himself. No points, no assists, no impact. That absence of playmaking left the Timberwolves paralyzed on offense and wholly dependent on disjointed isolation possessions. As much as Doncic was the narrative driver on the floor, much of the credit off the floor belonged to head coach JWill. After a lifeless Game 1, Redick responded with intensity. Midway through the third quarter, with Minnesota trimming the deficit to 11, he called a momentum-stopping timeout and ripped into his squad. It wasn't just strategic, it was psychological. Edwards later referred to that moment as the turning point. The Lakers responded with a 7-0 run and reasserted control. For a first-time coach navigating just his second playoff game, Redick's poise and tactical awareness were striking. He understood the stakes and delivered the message with clarity and command. If the Lakers had blown this game, their season may have spiraled. Redick made sure that didn't happen. Still, the Lakers' issues remain. The fourth quarter revealed troubling trends. Los Angeles shot just 5 for 19, leaving the door open for Minnesota to mount a late charge. They didn't. But it was less a credit to LA's closing ability and more a reflection of the Timberwolves' inability to execute. Edwards has yet to find his groove, especially from beyond the arc, and while Doncic has been historically good, averaging 30, 10, and 5 across the first 2 playoff games, joining only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in that statistical elite, Los Angeles can't ride his brilliance alone. There's also the matter of LeBron's diminishing explosiveness. A missed 2-on-1 fast break opportunity, where Austin Reaves expected a thunderous finish only to see LeBron hesitate, highlighted a shift. James, though still a two-way presence, is no longer the guaranteed finisher he once was. If LA is to make a real run, others must step up, Reaves included, who's been inconsistent in both decision-making and execution. As the series shifts back to Minneapolis tied at 1-1, it remains anything but predictable. Minnesota's inability to finish at the rim, they shot just 46% from two-point range, betrayed what could have been a competitive contest. The Lakers have the stars, the experience, and now the urgency, but they yet to show the consistency required for a deep playoff run. Redick's sideline composure may have saved Game 2, but the Lakers will need more than fiery timeouts to win this series. So who takes it? That depends on who you believe more in, potential or pedigree. If you're betting on star power, the Lakers have the edge. But if the Wolves wake up, if Edwards reclaims his playmaking, and if Conley returns to form, then Minnesota could easily seize control. Game 3 looms large, not just for momentum, but for identity. One team will prove it belongs. The other may begin asking hard questions.